Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is where you are. Welcome back to Dan's Trades. Today is July 16th. It is a Wednesday. And as always, do your own research. Looking at the NQ on the 1 minute chart here, drawn in, I got two of my indicators on, OHLC showing my sessions and the macros, and then the 30-minute opening range indicator. So this morning, we had the PPI report at 8:30. Wasn't in front of the charts until the end of the AM session, personally. Yesterday was CPI. Today was PPI. So there's our overnight trading. Asia, London swept it. New York pre-market, pretty large pre-market range with the CPI report. And that injection of volatility, taking out the London highs, or excuse me, taking out the Asia highs. Yesterday's New York PM session liquidity is still up there. So we consolidated after the inflation report, consumer price index, the CPI, came back down. 9:30 opens here, came back down. Trading, again, wasn't watching. Got into my office around 11 o'clock or so. Saw this sharp move down in the macro. Left the lows and saw the next sharp move down. So we took out the New York AM low. And similar to how this one displaced and then came back to rebalance, the inefficiency right around the purple line here is first presentation displacement. That's from the midnight opening, so that's the first displacement that happens after New York midnight. Then I said I took a trade against my better judgment, but it's one of those looking for the rebalance because this was a very sharp move down. And the algorithm likes to rebalance those inefficiencies, so I was trading on the idea that it's going to come back and rebalance it, as it very commonly does, especially after sweeping the AM session low after it. So this is the in-between. It's between the lunch session and after the AM session. So I prefer not to always trade that, but if I see an opportunity, sometimes I'll take one. So I did jump in. So here's that sharp move down. Once we close back above, 15-second chart, there's where we swept below that morning liquidity. So there's the AM session low right there. So once we swept that, I was looking for a trade back up to, again, rebalance these inefficiencies on this quick move down. Waited for entered on the change of state of delivery, creating the swing low. But it wasn't quite time yet. I was a little early, so I added on, getting a better position size on this spike down coming into this. But it said I wasn't ready yet, so I had full faith in my research of seeing it kind of come back up and rebalance this. Especially this one here has hardly any wick on it with a tiny volume imbalance. The price is actually there right now. It's kind of funny. It's a little bit later. I'll show you where price is. But came down again. So here I was in 20 contracts. Again, micros, scaling this one. So not the best trades that I've had. Definitely in drawdown. But I have full faith. And we started running back up, and I was prepared to. I had a bunch of orders stacked all the way up through here. 1 and 2 contracts to take off. Coming up at least looking to consequent encroachment of this civvy right here. And ultimate terminus was back up here. These nice relative highs. So looking at what price was doing, this is obviously a very large move, all things considered. And there's no news at this time, so playing into that. So there's where we scaled in. And again, I had the scale out orders. We did come up. And I also wanted to get out before the lunch macro started. So that time I was watching the time, so I wanted to be out before 11:30. So I was low on time. My last one was getting in here. I had 7 minutes. So I was playing the 15 minutes between 11:15 and 11:30, looking for a rebalance. And after this change of state of delivery, I was looking for rebalancing and then starting the macro. So we made a nice move up, like in that position, came back down, rebalanced this inefficiency for a BISI, came back up. So I like making the new highs, had my orders in place. We started hitting my orders. We see right above where I first initially entered at 986. I was starting to scale out there, 986, 988. And obviously all of these were in much better profit since my last fill was at 919. So looking for a trade back up into the 23,000 big figure, which is right here, right around constant encroachment. So these were my targets, all filled in. But only hit the first couple on this nice spike up on this one at 11:29.30. So I said, all right, we're getting too close. Here comes 11:30. So I just cut the trade off right there and closed the rest of my 15 contracts. That's what was left on after closing 5 here. And I was very happy I did as well at the time because lunch macro time started and it moved right back down. So I said, yep, I'm happy with that. Thank you very much. Turns out that was just one leg of the move. It wanted to come all the way back down. I'm going to show you, I talked about leaving old all-time highs on my chart. I'll show you back over here in a second if you didn't see it before. But so that was my quick trade in that 15 minutes. More drawdown than I typically have, but I was very, I won't say sure, but very confident that it's going to rebalance these quick moves just like this one did. Enough seat time. Again, I'm not teaching what to do. I don't recommend this kind of drawdown. This is kind of a rare that I do, so this wasn't following the framework that I do like to follow, even though I was seeing things. It came out positive. I have everything marked off today because the dollars don't matter. The framework does. So little micro market maker buy model, consolidation, smart money reversal, first stage accumulation, retracement, second stage, and I got out there. So it's a smaller version and price is fractal, so this works on bigger scales. So on a 15-second chart, that was one market maker buy model. On a higher chart, we see this is, distribution, accumulating, redistribution, smart money reversal here. And then it did come back up. I wasn't taking any more trades. I said, that's enough. Count my blessings on that one since I was in some decent drawdown and I came right back out. It's a 4-figure day. I'll take it. First one in this account. It's actually knocked up my consistency. I was below the 20% with taking my small scalps, and this one jumped me back up. That's fine. The more I get, the better it'll turn out. So there's where it did reverse, came back up. Nice run up in the macro here. And there's where we're kind of displacing. So 23,024, right around consequent encroachment. Let's see, I'll draw that in just so you can see it. Include that volume imbalance. Put the middle line on it. Beautiful targets, as well as big figures right at the bottom, 23,000s right there. So ultimate terminus hasn't got there yet above this high, but that's perfectly fine. That was my trade idea. And there's where it ended. And we'll jump back over here. Very interesting. Remember those old all-time highs? Back from December. Interesting they left this low right at -1 standard deviation. That could be a target for the PM. We'll see. I'm not trading anymore today. I'm counting my blessings. I just took this one accumulation leg right here. Was my trade. Rode this one down, came back up. You can see it as the micro market maker buy model inside of it, inside of a bigger one. So you'll see that the longer you look at them, price is fractal. And now we're consolidating for lunch. So very interesting move in between the sessions. And I have seen that many times where we'll see quick moves in between the AM and in between lunch. Just so happens that those models play out. And there's the London low it swept. So I should have, in hindsight, instead of only keying off of the AM low, they wanted to come down for this one, and then later it came down, shooting for a -1. So this could be a target for end of the day. We'll see. What are we on, big picture? Big picture, we're looking at the dailies. Not too far off of the opening, but we definitely have a bearish day right now. Yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag right now. 15-minute just took the previous 15-minute low. 1 hour's got high resistance. Yeah, I think I'm done for the day. Interesting day, 4 figures. And for those that need to see it, I'll pause this for a second. It doesn't really matter. I don't think it shows anything. Let me check just to verify. There, you want to see the 4-figure day? There it is, 1200. If you're curious, here's the stats, not showing the account number itself, but we're up 3,000 just about. Today was the biggest day so far. 100% on the win on the day. There's our balances cruising up, coming up to 153. Today's the best day. There's the 1200 day. Average, best trade. We'll take that equity curve. Just blew the doors off of all the other ones, so. And still maintaining my stats. There's the month. Not a bad month. Took yesterday off, didn't trade. Had a couple other things going on, so I was in front of the charts I do like this week. Tomorrow should be interesting too, but I'm going to be counting my blessings. That's why I'm not trading the PM. We're running well. I only show this because not many people actually watch. So if you're one of the few, kudos to you. Hopefully it'll help you. With that, I'll probably end it. Let's see what's, price isn't doing anything fun right now. It's just kind of consolidating for lunch. Let's see what happens at 12:30. Bottom of the hour is interesting. Out of curiosity. It's a nice failure swing to make that high. And we haven't been back up to first presentation. That was the other thing that I liked in my trade for a potential leave a runner kind of thing. So they like to play games, move the moves outside of the kill zones. Be prepared for when they play games. Let me see if, let me pull up the economic calendar. And I don't think there was, so tomorrow is 8:30, core retail sales, 8:30 is the next high impact news, and then Friday is just medium impact. So third week of the month is typically the best week for trading, in my opinion. And that's why we're taking advantage of it. And I'm not getting over greedy. Just leave it alone and come back tomorrow. Excellent. All right, 15 seconds to 12:30. I'm definitely not interested in the rest of the day. We've already taken London high and low, Asia high and low, pre-market high and low. The only thing that's left is yesterday's PM. That's way up here. Nice inversion with the BISI right there. Low resistance. Sweep of liquidity, come back. This BISI's holding. One that's right here. The trading's all in the upper quadrant of this. Let's see, what's the close? 949.25. 949.25, so there's no volume imbalance. So yep, we use the wick. That's valid. That's a high resistance. 1 minute, low resistance, but all these together. After just sweeping that and honoring that. Most recent is bearish though. And the last 15-minute candle was basically almost a perfect doji with the open and the close. This is all time distribution, time distortion, excuse me. Yeah, this looks more prevalent to me in order flow right now. Target those guys. Something like that could be interesting. But as I mentioned, we're done. I'm not trading anymore. Lunch isn't over until way over here at 1:30. I'll watch the PM. Maybe I'll tape read the PM. Who knows? I have to go eat. Get away from the office. Hope you enjoyed this. Count your blessings. Thank you, Lord. Remember, tomorrow is promised for none of us. Live for today. Take care, gang.